What is good, everybody? Give me just 1 second. Getting everything set up over here on my end. Be with y'all in just a minute. But how y'all doing today? How we feeling after the Sunday games? Y'all let me know. Let me know what game made you the maddest. Let me know if you hit any bets. Let me know if you're excited. Let me know your favorite game of the week. We're gonna we're gonna go ahead and cover all of that in today's NFL Sunday Week 3 recap. All right, what is good, everybody? How we doing today? How we feeling? How we feeling this beautiful NFL Sunday? For me, as a Saints fan, I am pretty darn heartbroken. It is just, man, when you're a fan of a team, especially when it's being a fan of a team that everybody else doubts a lot, and like you sitting there putting your neck out on the line, trying to stand tall, tell them they wrong, and like truly believe it too. Like, it's not like I'm blowing like hot smoke up my, truly believed it, and it's just looking bad. It's just looking bad. It makes you feel bad. It hits you a different type of way. You don't feel good about it, but you move on. You look forward to next week, and you just hope that the improvements that need to be made are actually made. But let's go ahead and kick on off into the games. We just went ahead and wrapped up the San Francisco 49ers versus the Denver Broncos games. The Denver Broncos going to move up in the world, taking the win over the 49ers in a ugly one. Ugly one for both teams. It was messy. It wasn't pretty. The ball was dropped. The ball was going all over the place. it was just brutal to watch. But you know what? Sometimes sloppy football makes for good football, you know? But go ahead, look, you know, Russell Wilson, the Broncos, man, the Broncos finally scored in the red zone. They had 6 trips to the red zone the last 3 games without a single touchdown. And then finally today, they went ahead and racked one up after the run by Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon had a tough game. He had 12 carries for only 26 yards, but he ran it when it mattered. He also coughed the ball up a good bit, having 2 fumbles, one of which he recovered. But man, like, Melvin Gordon, someone take the popcorn away from my guy. I feel like if I'm coaches of both Denver and San Fran, every single player is taking the football and holding it everywhere they go for the rest of the week. I'm talking about in the shower, the groceries, while they brushing their teeth, while they napping. I don't care. Like, they got to hold on to the ball. The amount of fumbles were disgusting. You look at Denver, Melvin Gordon had 2. For San Fran, Garoppolo lost 1. Wilson lost 1. Same with McLeod lost 1. There was muff punts on both ends. It was just not pretty ball. But for the 11-10 win, we're going to have the 1 touchdown. McManus is going to knock down a couple field goals. And then 1 field goal. And also get the safety on Garoppolo, who just stepped out of bounds. Garoppolo. You know, is this what all the San Francisco people were talking about whenever they were saying, like, we're ready to move on and we want Trey Lance? Like, is this what they're talking about? Just sloppy mistakes, man. You got to be aware. You're an NFL quarterback. I don't care if you lost your job. You've been in the league for a long time now. You brought them to the NFC Championship game last year. And you do that, you step out of bounds, which in tune basically cost them the game. Tough look for the San Francisco 49ers. And Broncos finally stealing one, and they're 2-1 in a division that we all thought was going to be tough, but was rough for everybody this week. And going straight from there, let's go ahead and let's talk about another AFC West team, man. Ready, Set, Geek. Nah, what's good, baby? How we doing today? How's the audio and everything looking? Oh. So going into another AFC West team, man, Raiders, Titans. Man, what's going on with the Raiders? Nah, tell me. Let me know. Let me know what is going on with the Raiders, man. What are your thoughts? Why are the Raiders just struggling to pull things together? You know, we all know what happened against the Cardinals last week and how it was just like really terrible coaching, some terrible play calling. Or I'm sorry, not terrible play calling, but like terrible, reffing mistakes as well. But today against the Titans, who have looked like a really, really bad team, you know, coming last year, leading the AFC, and then coming out 0-2 against teams that they should have handily beat. Playing the Raiders, I thought this was going to be another contest of the Raiders just wiping them on out. And it just wasn't. Score ended up being 24-22. But, you know, honestly, this score became a lot closer right in the final minutes of the game. Said sound and look good. I know I look good. No, I know I look good. Let's see here. So, looking on over for the Raiders, Derek Carr, 26 for 44, 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, had an interception, was sacked once, and a very low QBR, 64.2. Derek Carr has just been looking inconsistent. I thought this was going to be the year that a lot of Carr hate was going to get shut down. I thought bringing in Devontae Adams was going to be a huge, leap for them offensively. I thought it was going to allow other players to be open up a lot more, whether that is, Waller, whether it's Renfro and company. But it's just been tough. Devontae Adams, I mean, they've been even struggling getting the ball to him. Today's game, I wasn't able to watch fully. I was able to catch just the last closing minutes. But Devontae Adams had 5 receptions just for 36 yards and 1 TD. J-Dog93. J-Dog, how you doing, baby? Welcome. I'm doing good, baby. I'm doing good. But Hollins, man, who is this Hollins guy? Ready, Set, Geek. Let me know who this Hollins guy is, man. Hollins had 8 receptions, 158 yards, and 1 touchdown, along being for 60. My goodness. My goodness. How's it going, real fan? Hey, it's going great, J-Dog. It's going great. We out here living. We out here living, man. Catching up. We're surviving. You know, us Saints fans, we're just surviving. I wouldn't say living. We just surviving right now. Who that? Yeah, who that, man? Who that? The play calling is ass. Too many drop passes. Yeah. Yeah, and also not to mention about this game with the Raiders coaching staff had a nice long meeting. The head coach had a nice long meeting with Mike Davis before he was able to go and speak to the media. So if that doesn't tell you, you know, something is wrong, then I don't know what does. But the Titans were able to come through. They finally started looking out and getting the ball out to Robert Woods. Robert Woods was the big acquisition for them after losing A.J. Brown, and they finally decided to use him. He only had 4 catches, but what those catches he made plays out of them. He had 85 yards, didn't get a touchdown, but did get 4 receptions off of 9 targets. And Derrick Henry, finally, feed the king. Feed the king. Derrick Henry, 20 carries, only 85 yards, but it's just good to see him on the ground moving again because he looked roughed up. It looked like his mental state was a little off after that New York game where he got lifted off the ground. So good to see Derrick Henry back playing well. Like I said, 85 yards off 20 carries and 1 touchdown. But the Titans go ahead and take that lead, moving up to 1-2. In a very weak division, and then the Raiders 0-3 in a very, very strong one. Let's see. J-Dog, let me know. We'll go ahead and talk about the Saints now, baby. What was your thoughts on the Saints game, man? I mean, I'm sure there's not too many positives, but let me know what you think, man. Let me know what you think, and we're gonna go run over those stats right now. Let me go and pull up the box score. Uneducated Sports Talk, my God, yo, hey, appreciate you stopping by, man. Hey, amazing stream as usual. Hey, y'all, look, if y'all are over here and y'all are not subscribed to Uneducated Sports Talk, y'all go do that right now. Leave this stream, search it up in the YouTube browser, Uneducated Sports Talk. Go ahead, give him a subscribe, and then come on back over here because, man, his live streams, they are fire. They are lit. I enjoy watching them whenever I'm busy and I can't necessarily watch the game. I have him play in the background always, man. I love his energy. I love what he brings, man. You keep doing what you do, Uneducated. Hey, look, Red Zone brought to you by absolutely nobody, but it will be someone soon. I like that. Let's see. Nan says Hollins was snatching everything thrown his way. The interception was a dropped pass. Yeah, he was. Hollins looked great, and I loved how in the back of the end zone when they had a chance to go ahead and tie it up near the end there, he goes and just grabs it over the little man. He just tells him too small. I love that. I like that energy. Someone had to bring that energy for the team because I haven't seen anything like it for the Raiders. For a team that has Derek Carr and his homie Devontae Adams and all this, you just thought there'd be some exciting energy going around, and it's just you're not seeing it. So I mean, wherever it's got to come from, if it's not Devontae, it's not Carr, and it's not Waller, let it be Hollins. Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to get everybody else's head out of their own asses and get up and get going. Henry was the main problem, not Woods. Yeah, I know Woods wasn't the main problem, but it was just good to see that they got him involved finally because they haven't even thrown passes his way in the last 2 games. It was terrible. Spoiled Aff does. Hey, who that center? How you doing, baby? What up? What's good? I saw your message earlier that you put up before the stream started, but I don't remember what you said. But let's go ahead and talk about the Saints-Panthers game. The Saints lost there's no easy way to put it. Like when I talk about my Saints, like I really try to say some positives out of it and take some positive things to say like, oh, it can get better. Like these things get fixed, things will look better. But like this just all around was horrible. It was horrible. It was not fun to watch. Normally when I'm sitting here and I'm watching the games, right? I'm watching the games, whether I'm at the crib or if I'm at a friend's house or whatever. I'm sitting here and we could be down. And we could be down. We could be down with 3 minutes left in the game. And I still always have that feeling like, oh no, we can still make something of it. We can still come back. I have that confidence that like something could change. And it just felt like we did not have that. We did not have that. We didn't. And for me, I feel like that's us missing guys like Drew Brees and missing Sean Payton. We all know head coach guy has to gather the team together, or the quarterback has to gather the team together. Once I saw Jameis go ahead and head to the bench and just put the tablet down and just kind of shove people off and nah, just like I know, just leave me alone. Let me be. And he did eventually walk over and go talk to the offensive line. But to me, it looked like you had given up. It looks like he's given up so early because this game was in range basically the whole entire time. It was in range, just like Tampa Bay game. Not saying that we played good and deserved to be in range, but it was. Our defense was holding it own to keep it in a winnable position, and he's just given up. And that's what it looked like. It didn't look like they had any veteran presence to be able to stand up and gather the boys together and be like, hey, look, guys, hey, come on. Look, clear your head, put it in the trash bin, clear it out, and let's move on to the next play, the next possession. Let's make something happen. But we didn't see that. Jameis Winston went 25 for 41. He had 353 yards. It's a lot of garbage yards. Chris Olave had a hell of a game. Absolutely amazing game. 9 receptions, 147 yards. And Traquan Smith also coming in with 4 receptions and 105 yards. After, Mike Thomas as well as Jarvis Landry both going out. Mike Thomas is going to be out with a toe injury. It looked like he was walking okay going out or going back into the locker room. So hopefully it's not nothing major. But the Landry ankle issue, it looked like it could possibly be an Achilles. Now, I don't want to assume and have y'all freaking out, go and tell everybody it's Achilles. But to me, that's what it looked like. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's something that's just going to take a week or two, get it iced up, get him some, a nice little brace or whatever, and get him back on that field because we got a long travel week over to London to play the Minnesota Vikings. Alvin Kamara, playing with a rib injury, had 15 carries, 61 yards. I would still love to see us get him involved in the pass a little bit more. I don't understand why we're not doing that. And also don't know why we're flipping all around with these tight ends again. We started seeing a mixture of 3 different tight ends with Juwan Johnson, Trautman, and Vannett. It didn't make much sense to me. Juwan Johnson was missing a lot of blocks, and so maybe that was a concern why they, brought Trautman in for other plays. But I don't understand the move with Vannett either. To me, that just doesn't make much sense. Who Dat Center says is hard. We've real fan base. When we play good, we give them the credit. The media don't. But when we play horrible, we call it out. Yeah, I mean, we have to. We have to call it out. I mean, like I said, there was nothing exciting about this game that made me feel like we even wanted to win. I feel like they should just put me in the locker room and let me talk to him. Because I don't get it. I don't get where everyone's head was at during this game the whole entire time. And then Callaway came in and saw his first reception this year after leading the Saints in receptions. And we knew we were going to see a lower amount of time for him, lower field time, less targets and things like that. But for him not to be utilized at all in the first 2 games, come in and grab a catch that wasn't even directed towards him. It was actually a bad pass to Juwan Johnson that Callaway just was able to one-hand snag and bring down. It was like, oh my God. All right, Callaway. All right, Quez. Like someone give him the ball now. Like he wants to do it, So that was good to see. As far as Carolina go, man, their defense is just phenomenal. Their defense is phenomenal. Jace Horn is the real deal. I guess he's the only guy I can be excited for the Panthers just because Joe Horn's son. I gotta secretly root for him a little bit, even though I hate that he plays for a division rival. But Jace Horn had a day. He had a pat down that led to an interception. He also had an interception himself, which was great. Christian McCaffrey had 25 carries, 108 yards. Baker Mayfield looking like trash, bro. He really is. He's looking like trash. Any big plays in the air that happened was just because of the wide receiver making things happen, like Chenault on the one big touchdown play that P.J. Williams just way overshot. And PJ does it all the time. PJ Williams overshoots people all the time when he's tackling an open field. I don't understand how he does it and why it happens so often. This mistake happens several times every single year. Have you not known? Like, the dude's trying to run full speed from the back left side all the way down to the wide out to the wide receiver far side on the by the out of bounds line, and it's just not stopping. Thinks the wide receiver's just gonna stand there and get hit. Slow down, get in your mark, and hold them, and then get involved with a team tackle. If anything, Chenault's a big guy, so it's probably gonna be hard to bring him down by yourself anyway. So you just try to slow him up and get someone else to come in and grab him. You ain't gotta make a hero play. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But Chenault did have 2 receptions, obviously the one being the 67-yard touchdown. He had 90 yards, but no other wide receiver really did much at all. Moore had 1 catch. McCaffrey had 2 catches for 7 yards. There was nothing great other than that Chenault play. If it wasn't for that one Chenault play, we're looking at Mayfield, being lucky to break 100 yards. But I don't want to get my blood boiling any more than what it already is. I'll go ahead and look at y'all comments. If y'all want to keep talking about the Saints, or if y'all have some more questions, or y'all want to give me y'all's input, please go ahead. Let me know. And we'll continue going on about it. Who Dat Center said, preparation is key, and that is something I blame Pete Carmichael for, not coming in with a valid game plan and just wing it on every down. The lack of creativity shows too, even though Jameis missed targets. I see what you're saying. But I also don't fully agree. And just for the reason that, I guess I see what you mean by needing like a more creative play style, like, whatever that is, if it's doing the little flea flicker action, having, a little bit more creative routes, a little bit of trickery, just things to keep people off guard. If that's what you're talking about, then yeah, I mean, one of those every now and then is fine, but it's hard to run something like that when you can't get the simple things down. You can't, a momentum switch isn't going to happen from a tricky play. It'll swing momentum for a little bit, but you might get this trick play, get 15 yards. But if you can't do the simple things, then it's worthless. It's not even worth bringing that play out. I will say that what made me aggravated with the play calling and the play designs was I think it was the. Oh goodness, what play was it? It was a 2nd and 4. It was a 2nd and 4. We fake the pitch to AK over to the left side. Jameis rolls around, and there are no check down wide receivers at all. There's none. There's no one coming across the middle. There's no one, 10, 15 yards out. There's no check down pass. There's none of that. It's just Olave in the middle of the field running straight. So he has no option but to throw that ball there or to take a sack. And why design a play that you only have one option on a 2nd and 4 whenever we are finally moving the ball a little bit? It just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense why run that play right there, because he had double coverage. So he just had to chuck that thing to literally to heaven to get it out the way so it doesn't get picked off. There was no chance of it being caught. That play design made me mad, and there was other ones the same thing where they talked about bringing up having more check down passes available, and they just weren't there. Hoodie Jupe, who dat? How you doing today, baby? How's Miami doing, bro? Are you headed home yet? Are you on your way home? I hope you're having a great time, bro. Let's see. Saints mix up the game plan too much. Drew was so good at that. However, Jameis and Drew Brees, he won't make solid block protection adjustments or hot routes. Yes. That is the biggest difference between Drew Brees or just any quarterback that wants to be considered like elite or even like semi-elite that can bring a team to a Super Bowl has to be able to make at-line adjustments. Now, he has started doing some, but definitely not enough. He's not reading blitzes. He's not calling out blitzes at all still. there's a lot of things where, as a fan, you sit there and you're watching it and you're just like, all right, so they're about to send 6. What are they going to do? Oh, nope, they're just going to keep 4 to block. A-okay. A-okay. Those are things that are frustrating. And if he can't, study the playbook well enough or feel confident enough in calling out these blitzes and making these decisions and, making these hot route adjustments like you're saying, then it's just going to be a long year. It's going to be a long year for Jameis. All the talent in the world as far as being able to throw the ball doesn't mean anything if you don't know football and you can't read the game. Now, in saying that, these are all things that Jameis has to work on, but again, Jameis shouldn't be playing right now. They're making him look worse. We can't even get a fair assessment on how good he is or how bad he is because they're allowing him to play with 4 broken vertebrae or fractured vertebrae, a messed up ankle. You could tell there was several times where on like a 2nd and short or a 3rd and short, he could have ran for a first down, but he just opted not to because he's scared. That you could tell certain times when he goes to throw the ball, it just doesn't have the zip like it normally does, or because he knows that he can't, put his body into it like he normally does. He's like using extra arm and, not using a full throwing motion. You don't just throw with your arm, your whole body goes into it, your hips, your legs, everything. And he's trying to force that ball with his arm, so it's not being thrown accurately. It's going too far to the left, too far to the right, or it's getting overshot because he's over adjusting for his issue. So I mean, at this point, just play Andy Dalton, give him a couple weeks, and then let him get back in there. We're not saying that you need to sub him out completely and not give him the starting role again. The starting role should be his, but not while he's hurt. It don't make sense. Hoodie says, I'm still in Miami. Yo, nice, bro. What are you doing talking to me, bro? Aren't you supposed to be at, like, the clubs, Hoodie? Come on, baby. Well, I hope y'all having fun, man. Have y'all gone out? Have y'all got any good food? Did you get any good Cuban sandwiches, bro? I love Cuban sandwiches. One of my best friends, he's Cuban, and his grandpa is the first one to move to America. And he owned a little Cuban shop, and we used to go over there after school, and he'd make us his, like, homemade Cuban sandwiches, like, and it'd be, like, the pork would be, like, cooked over the span of, like, 2 or 3 days or something like that. Oh, my God. Melt in your mouth, bro. So good. So good. When I mean creativity, I mean switch up running the ball on 2nd down every 90% on a drive. It's so predictable. Run, change pace on every drive. That's what I mean by. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could see like being predictable as far as, 1st down, do this, 2nd down, do this, 3rd down, do this. I could see what you mean in that instance. I think it was just trying to get the run game going some way or another, but it's hard to get the run game going against Carolina. Carolina has one of the best run defenses. Yeah, I mean, that if there's anything they can say about the NFC South is our run defense on every squad except for Atlanta is phenomenal. And I know James also shares the blame too. I look at the film and he's just staring wideouts down. Yeah. It's a lot of stupid mistakes, man. It's a lot of stupid mistakes. It's very frustrating seeing things like that happen at this level. Especially whenever we've talked him up so much and we always felt like he could do big things, and it's just not happening. Like, he's not showing improvement like he had talked about how we have seen him, like when he's at his ceiling, right? Like when he's playing at his ceiling, and when he had those couple drives where he's connecting throws, scanning, hitting his marks, doing that, and it looks really good. It's like, okay, this is what we expect. Like, why can't we do this consistently? Because it's there. It's open. There are guys open all the time. Like, it's frustrating. It's definitely frustrating. Hoodie said, we went to the Dolphins game. It was fun. Was it fun, man? How's the stadium out there? Is it nice? I know that was a crazy game the way it ended. I can't believe that the Bills messed that up like that. I mean, you got to see the butt kick that resulted in the safety, and the Bills not being able to get up the field to kick a game-winning field goal, and then pulling a Dallas Cowboys and not being able to stop the clock in time. God, It has to be brutal. We have a bunch of Bills fans in our like fantasies, in our fantasy leagues and stuff like that. I'm definitely gonna have some chats with them if they don't pop in here in a little bit. Yeah, that was definitely rough. But hey, Dolphins undefeated. Wow. I think me and Nod predicted they'd win like 7 or 8 games. I'll tell you what, we were wrong. We were wrong. Who that center said, and if Jameis can't do that, then you might have to make game plans or plays with 6-man protection. Yeah, but then you just limit yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to limit your offense based off of a single player. I mean, you do game plan around your quarterback and his abilities and stuff like that, but you still have to use your other advantages. And if he can't, then if he can't do that, then maybe it's just not right to play him. As much as I want to see James on there, like, I'm definitely not ready to cut the rope on him being like, no, he can't start, but I definitely want to see him healthy and not banged up like he is right now, to where he doesn't look comfortable throwing the ball, doesn't look comfortable when he's moving around. It looks like whenever he's about to take a hit, like, there's a couple of those sacks where, like, normally James could roll out of that or spin off it or even just push the guy off. James is a big guy, and he's just more just embracing for the hit because he's worried to hurt himself some more. Things like that. Certain things don't happen when I'm injured, but I think you gotta start looking at bringing Andy Dalton in at some point if there is not like big adjustment on where his pain tolerance is right now. He might be acting like he's all good, but I just don't think it's true. Now that Dennis Allen for not taking James out if you feel his back and ankle is hurt. Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Hoodie says, sorry about that, guys. Hoodie said, check your phone about. Oh, that's fire. That's fire. I love the seats. Like I love that color. That like light blue, like teal color. That's cool. My neighbors growing up were huge Miami Dolphins fans. Like absolutely massive. They were like the dad was like a Dan Marino. Like I'm sure his dad might have had like a very deep man crush for Dan Marino. And their whole house is like decked out in Miami stuff. Their whole garage was painted with decals and stuff like that. His car is the Miami like orange color with like the teal highlights on certain things like in the interior. I'm like, oh my God. But it's nice, dude. That's crazy. Looks like I had a good time. I'm definitely gonna be saving this picture of you wearing a Miami shirt though, and not repping the Saints out there. Terrible. I'm just kidding. To be honest, I hate it. I hate it whenever like people wear jerseys of like other teams that aren't playing. Just either come in a regular clothes or pick one. But I'm definitely gonna use this against you at some point if I get a chance. Do we play the Dolphins this year? If we play the Dolphins this year, I'm using this. That's really nice, man. Who does said I think this explains how special Tom Payton and Breeze work, because offenses like these are built to be commanded by the pace of their knowledge. Yeah, that's the NFL. That's why a lot of people are jumping so fast off of like saying like get Jameis out, bring in another starter now, and I'm like, guys, we've all have been literally blessed with Drew Brees for several years. Gotta relax still. I'm not saying James is exactly the answer, but I think he can be. And I've said this before. I'm not sure if I said it on stream, but the way I feel with the Saints is that, we play Andy Dalton. I think we guarantee our spot in the playoffs, right? I think we guarantee that. Do we win a Super Bowl with Andy Dalton? No. His quarterback play is not good enough. It's not going to happen. It's not possible. But with Jameis playing at a tier that we expect him to play, that is possible for him to play, then yes, we can. We could beat any team in the league. But it's the mistakes that he's still making that needs to be fixed. He's had 2 years with the Saints so far, going into his 3rd year. These mistakes should have been fixed already. That's the biggest issue. Check your phone. You asked about how. Yeah, I did. Oh, I don't know if you heard me. Yeah, it looks really nice, man. Looks really, really nice. Jameis threw for 353 yards still. Positive things, and Olave had a big game. Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, there's a couple positives, but like I said, watching the game, I never felt excited. Like he hit that big shot, but I was still like, all right, what are we gonna do to mess it up? Because we just don't feel like we're in our right state, our right state of mind right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it works, man. Hopefully it works. Yo, Gavin, what's good, baby? Not Saints related, but I told you James Robinson is a dog. Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Dude, how do you play? I caught the end of the game. Dude, what's up with the Jaguars? We might go ahead and jump on over to the Jags next. Let's see. And Damian Pierce actually played good for me in the other league too. I was surprised. I can't get a win in our league though. In our league right now, I have like 2 players like play phenomenal, and then all the other players like underachieve, and it just alternates. It makes no sense. Let's see. James Robinson. Yeah, he had 27 points. Golly, that's crazy against that Chargers defense too. Let's see. Yeah, but we not winning 3 out the 4 quarters, something that holding the Saints back. Yeah. We played one good quarter in the last 3 games. One. Yeah, and that does boil down to coaching. That does go into coaching. 100% does. I'm not ready for that. You're not ready for what? I can't remember what I said. God damn it! Send me the link. I'll come chat it up with you, brother. Since Nonpfixion can't. Hoodie, I'm not even in that realm, man. I'm just doing it straight through OBS right now. I'm not doing it. I'm not going through StreamYard. Next time. To be honest, guys, I was coming on here. We have been talking about wanting to do some recaps, and then also wanting to do some like weekly predictions and stuff like that on like Wednesdays. But I just got a new camera and I got a new mic. So I wanted to go ahead and test out everything was working, how everything sounded, make sure the quality was okay, and all that good stuff. So, let's see. You're having the luck I had last year. Yeah, exactly, Gavin. That's exactly how it feels, dude. I'm like 0-3, and I'm sitting here like I should have at least 2 wins, but my players just underachieve every single one of them. It's great. Good coach changes a franchise, and that's what's happening in Jacksonville. You'd call him a great coach? I think we're just seeing year 3 Trevor Lawrence, or year 2 Trevor Lawrence, right? 2, 3, 2. Lawrence looks like a new man, and I'll tell you what. As much as I hate on Christian Kirk getting that paycheck, hey, look. Get your money, boo-boo, because I mean he's one of the few people that get the paycheck and keep balling out afterwards. I'll give him that. I will give him that for sure. For sure, I will give him that. All right, guys, let's go ahead. We're gonna keep rolling through. I'm gonna go ahead and roll through the games just super quick. We stopped talking for the Saints for a good bit here. Like I said, typically what the game plan for us, we do our Monday and we do our Thursday night NFL streams, and then we're hoping to either do a podcast or a live stream for for our weekly recap, and then possibly a podcast live stream for our like weekly predictions. Or we might just record it off stream. That's way it's not so long and lengthy. That way other people can go back and watch it as well. Haven't decided yet. We'll figure it out. It all kind of depends on what time they give us. But yeah, Hoodie, I appreciate you wanting to hop by. Sorry, I don't have things set up for that way. If I did, I would definitely have you on, bro. But I just don't have it set up right. Let's see. Listen to me. When he was fired from Philly, he was not a bad coach. I believe you. I'll take your I mean, Doug Peterson made Wentz look like a Hall of Fame quarterback, right? So, I mean, that tells you something. But let's go ahead and move on to the next game. We'll go ahead and look at Texans Bears. Bro, I cannot believe the Bears won. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I thought the Texans were going to beat the brakes off the Bears. I swear they were. I thought Dameon Pierce was going to have his big debut game, which he still did. He had a touchdown. But I thought the Texans were really going to light him up, man. I really like Davis Mills at quarterback. I thought they were going to have a good game against the Bears. I feel like the Bears just have no identity on offense at all. I mean, we looked at last week where Justin Fields only threw, I think, seven passes. Absolutely insane. Yo, Philly. What's good, Philly? How you doing today, baby? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Hey, how about them Eagles, bro? Y'all, I hate y'all, but like, I'm just kidding. But hey, them Eagles lighting it up, bro. Jalen Hurts is holding all of my fantasy teams down right now. I got him in 2 leagues, and he's holding it down for me. But Justin Fields again, not throwing the ball a whole bunch. He went 8 for 17, 106 yards. Herbert taking over the running after Montgomery goes out. Herbert is going to be a big pickup for a lot of people. I want to go look and see what this Montgomery injury is, because I'll tell you what, in a bunch of my leagues, if it's a bid, I might be putting the rest of my money on Herbert. Like, it's just that's how desperate I am to get a solid running back at this point. And Herbert, they're going to have to run the ball. He had 20 carries, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said, there wasn't many passes being completed. But the tight end Komet had 2 for 40, and Mooney had 2 for 23. I really thought Mooney was going to have a much better year this year, but like I said, Justin Fields, man. Davis Mills, 20 for 32, 245 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And like I said, Dameon Pierce finally getting involved a little bit, man. 20 carries, 80 yards, 1 touchdown, had a long of 24. I think he's going to keep developing. I think he's going to be a very good running back in the league, man. Very good running back in the league. He kind of gives me like Mark Ingram vibes. I don't know if y'all see that as well. Like, kind of a smaller dude. He definitely still needs to work on his blocking and stuff like that. I think that's why they've limited his field time and such. And develop his pass game a little bit as well. But he reminds me a lot of Mark Ingram, just his style of running. I really liked him at Florida. I'm glad he's doing well. And then the receivers, man, Brandon Cooks only 2 receptions out of 7 passes. Ball just not getting his way. I wasn't able to watch this game if it was just him dropping, or if it was him just not getting the ball in range for him. But Moore is going to lead the receptions with 3 catches for 63 yards. Let's see. Yeah, guys, don't forget to like the video. Yeah, appreciate that. If y'all enjoyed this, let us know. Let us know. Hit that like button. Moving on from there, we're gonna go ahead and check out Chiefs and Colts. An upset, the interception to end the game, where the Colts are gonna take the win over the Chiefs, making their record 1-1-1. Goodness, that is ugly to look at. But it's going to give the Chiefs their first loss. Jonathan Taylor still has not been looking very good the last 2 games. Matt Ryan hasn't been looking too great either. But they were able to get the job done against Kansas City. Trying to pull up the stats up right now. Philly says we got 3 Batmans. Oh, 3 W's. I'll tell you what, Philly, I read that like 5 minutes ago, and I had no idea what the hell you were trying to say. Patrick Mahomes went 20 for 35, 262 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The interception being the game sealer. Matt Ryan, 27 for 37, 222, and 2 touchdowns for him. Jonathan Taylor, 21 rushes, 71 yards, 0 touchdowns, and his long was only of 13. 2 dominant running backs have just not been playing really good this season. Actually, the top 3 running backs this year haven't been doing that great, being Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, and Austin Eckler. It's been weird with running backs. And now that Dalvin Cook's gone out, it looks like Dalvin Cook will be back, but it's definitely interesting. Pittman finally back off his injury, had 8 receptions for 72 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster led Kansas City in receptions and yards with 5 receptions and 89 yards. Travis Kelce getting involved as well. 4 receptions, 58 yards, and a touchdown. Blocking as a running is hard. Like I remember Saquon had the same problem. Tom Brady age is showing. You think it's his age showing, man? I think it's just his lack of talent around him that's showing now, to be honest. I mean, he's a good bit older than Aaron Rodgers. You can't – it's hard to be his age dealing with all the issues that he's dealing with and also try to make scrubs look very good, And the fact that Leonard Fournette couldn't get anything going again this week definitely doesn't help Tom either. Let's go ahead and look at the Bills Dolphins. Dolphins go ahead and get the upset 21-19. Well, I guess we're saying it's an upset. It's the first time that the Dolphins have actually beat Josh Allen. They have not beat him since he's came over to the Bills, so they go ahead and finally take this one away. Tua went out, but eventually came back in, and there is going to be an investigation by the NFLPA on what they did for that protocol, because I'll tell you this much. If a player hits his head on the ground like he did, stands up, stumbles again, stands back up, he has a concussion. Don't try and tell me anything less. That is insane. I can't believe they brought him back in. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens from going forward to there. But Tua had 13 for 18, 186 yards, 1 touchdown. Neither of these teams are very big running teams. Waddle had 4 catches, 102 yards. Hill, only 2 receptions for 33 yards. And the only touchdown pass was recorded by Kraft. I don't know. That might have been a guy that Hoodie was hanging out with during pregame. And then other 2 touchdowns are going to come from Chase Edmonds on the 2 TD runs. He had 6 carries for 21 yards. Josh Allen had another day. Josh Allen looking extremely well. 42 for 63, 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, 400 yards is insane. Also led the team in rushing with 8 carries for 47 yards. Josh Allen just trying to do it all, but all wasn't enough. Singletary did have 9 receptions for 78 yards and a touchdown. McKenzie had 1 touchdown. No touchdown for Diggs, but Diggs had 74 yards off of 7 receptions. But they weren't able to get the job done, and it was just poor clock management coming down to the end. A big mistake. But if you're the Bills and seeing how your team has been doing as of recently, and even last year, get these bad games out the way. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. Get these fluky games out the way. The defense for the Dolphins played really good, and looks like the Bills just weren't able to get into the end zone. Just weren't able to get in. Yeah, man, his mindset don't look too well either. Your webcam is buffering. Yeah, I figured it was going to start buffering. Thank you for letting me know, Who Dat Center. Appreciate you. I got to probably turn my bit rate down just a little bit. Like I said, I got a brand new camera. It shoots at a much higher quality now, but that also means buffering occurs. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, let's see, I'm going to close this out, and we'll see if that fixes it soon. Let's see. Philly, watch Darius Slay video. He said we got a strong Batman, a slim Batman, and a fast Batman. No Robins. That's great. I have to find that. Philly, if you're on Instagram, go find us. Oh, I think I've actually that already. You're going to have to give me a clip somehow. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we allow clips or links or something like that to be shared on our channel for a little bit. That way you can send us stuff like that. But I'll try to find it on Instagram. I'm sure it's somewhere. Lions, Vikings. Bro, I can't believe the Lions choked that. I really wanted the Lions to win so bad. I mean, Lions, if Lions would have went up 2-1, I mean, that had just been unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll tell you what I don't like about the Lions is that they all of a sudden stopped giving the ball to Swift in the red zone and started giving it to Jamal Williams. And I'm like, dang it, bro, Swift has been getting me 20 to 30 points every week so far. And then all of a sudden you're just going to take him out the game once y'all get in the red zone and not let my man get points? God, killing me. But the Vikings didn't have much too well of a game either. They did come up on top. They finally got Thielen involved a bit. Justin Jefferson was covered really well. Justin Jefferson was just not involved in the game that much. Lions were scoring steadily at the end of the third. They had all 24 points. It was 24-14, but the fourth quarter was all Vikings as they showed up big, had a couple interceptions, and closed out the game, winning 28-24. Oh, sure. This is my incognito. Okay, I figured. Swish had questionable on fantasy. Yeah, he had questionable, but he was questionable last week too. But I mean, maybe that played into why they didn't want to give him those rushes, but I don't know. It's still stupid to me. Finally, Joe Burrow, in the Bengals, getting something done. I know it's against the Jets, and it doesn't say a whole lot, even though the Jets, had played fairly well. I'd say last week they had a really great game, and a comeback win against the Browns. But Joe Burrow finally playing like the Joe Burrow we kind of expect. He still got sacked twice. Joe Burrow is getting sacked left and right. I think between him and Jameis, they're like just leading the pack as far as sacks on a team. Joe Burrow, 23 for 36, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 being to Boyd, 1 being to Chase, and 1 being to Perrine. Higgins also went down, I believe, with a concussion. I'm not sure if he came back. I think Gavin said he might have came back, but they went and checked him out for a little bit. Flacco, 28 for 52. Wow, that's a lot of passing attempts. Why are you passing the ball that much when you just went and drafted Breece Hall and you have Carter as well? Run the ball a little bit more, man. There's no need for Joe Flacco's old behind to be throwing the ball 52 times and to get 0 touchdowns at that. What is the point? What is the point? What is the point? He got sacked 4 times, which, again, if you don't run the ball, then they're just going to send them at you. And that's what we got. 4 sacks, 285 yards, 2 interceptions for Flacco. Just an overall dominant game by the Bengals. Finally. Real, did you have text that to me? Text what to you? Text what to you? Spoiled. Travis Storm heading to Florida. Worn hoodie. I'm sure he knows. If he's still here, hoodie, calling Hoodie Jube. Hoodie Jube, please come to the front. There is a hurricane afloat. Yeah, I'm sure he's aware. He's gonna get some rain. They'll be all right though. Ravens, Patriots. Lamar Jackson trying to get his bag. Lamar is rightfully earning it. Lamar Jackson had a day. He did it on the ground. He did it in the air. 4 touchdowns for Lamar Jackson. 1 on the ground. 170 yards rushing off 11 carries. 218 yards passing. Mark Andrews finally getting in the end zone as well. 2 touchdowns. 89 yards off of 8 receptions. Mac Jones went out late in the game with a high ankle sprain that's going to be reevaluated later on tomorrow to figure out how long he will be out. So it'll be interesting who the backup is. 'Cause I'm not quite sure off the top of my head and how that's going to work. Because nothing's going good for New England. I don't know what I still think Bill Belichick thinks he has Tom Brady on the team with these wide receivers that he's picking up. When you look at their wide receiver core right now, you look at Devontae Parker. Okay, he was a second to third wide receiver on the Dolphins. Kevin Bourne. Okay. Aguilar. This dude's been on every team in the league. Stevenson. And then Hunter Henry, who's honestly the most consistent catcher for him last year, is just, they're not even throwing the ball anymore. He had 1 catch for 8 yards. It's unbelievable. I don't know what New England's doing. All their touchdowns came on the ground. Stevenson, 12 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Damian Harris, 11 rushes, 41 yards, 1 touchdown. And then Mac Jones had a little scramble as well. He had 5 carries, 31 yards, and a tutty. Talking about the Lions. Players sort of stay safe. Yeah, facts. It looks big. I know. I'm seeing it on the news now as I'm looking up. Luckily it's a tropical storm. As long as it doesn't sit, they should be fine. As long as it doesn't sit, they should be fine. Yeah, they're getting a bunch of weather because it's also looking like that hurricane's gonna be coming out in that direction as well. So hopefully Florida is prepared. Um, if they don't play Lamar, watch Saints fans say throw money at him, but we got none. No, if they don't pay Lamar, he's gonna end up going to Tampa Bay. I can almost guarantee that. I bet I would be highly surprised, but they're gonna pay him. But if they didn't, I couldn't imagine him going anywhere else but Tampa. Josh McDaniels is being missed for New England. Possibly. I mean, I think they just folded ever since they lost Tom, to be honest. I just think they folded. Last year was a fluke year. They just played safe. They played safe and, managed to, get 10 wins last year. But, it wasn't like they were a really good team. No one looked at the Patriots and were like, ooh. No one was nervous about that. Philly and his Philadelphia Eagles coming up big against the Washington Commanders, 24-8 division matchup. Devontae Smith coming out of nowhere. I say nowhere. I think people just started overlooking Devontae Smith because they brought in A.J. Brown. And Devontae Smith, basically just stuck a hand up and said, hey, look, I'm still here, and I'm still that guy, right? Leg brace and all. Don't matter. Devontae Smith, 8 receptions, 169 yards, 1 touchdown, his longest being 45 yards. And A.J. Brown still had a great game himself, 5 receptions for 85 yards and 1 touchdown. Goddard, 3 receptions for 26. And Calcaterra, 1 reception for 40 yards. Jalen Hurts, just doing everything again, 340 yards in the air. 3 touchdown passes, also had 9 carries for 20 yards. Didn't do as well on the run, but still did his thing. Miles Sanders still getting the majority of the carries, 15 carries for 46. Miles Sanders just unfortunately does not get any of the red zone runs, which hurts me in fantasy. But I'll take his 15 points that he's been getting me lately. And then for the Commanders, Wentz, who's actually been looking nice, and Curtis Samuel, who's been doing a really good job. They were just able to really slow them down. Samuel's had 7 receptions for 48 yards. McLaurin 6 for 102. But they were not able to draw up a touchdown except for the 1 run by Antonio Gibson, 12 for 38. But the running back that was shot right before the beginning of the season was seen warming up. So that's exciting, man. And good for him. Happy for him being able to get back on the field. I'm sure that whole moment had been scary for him, and I bet being able to practice on the field today had to feel good. Knowing that he's making strides to recovery and be able to play again, because it definitely could have went way more south. So, if there's any positives come out of the Commanders' space, it is that. So that is good. Happy for him. Bill Belichick setting the Pats for failure. That's exactly what Bill Belichick's doing. I cannot agree any more with you. I think it's just time for him to step down. There comes a point where I think it's just time to stop. I'm not saying that the year right after Tom Brady left was probably the time for him. I think he had some revenge in his heart. You had the year following, Tom won a Super Bowl, so you're going to come back one more year to see what happens. And then that, just ends in a mediocre year. He knows it. It's just, just step away. Step away from the game, man. You're up in age. You've been coaching for a long time. I feel like it's just time for him to step away and allow the Patriots to do a full rebuild. Because, they're basically in a rebuild as it is. So, bring new coaches, bring a new system, bring new and new ideas into the organization and go from there. That's what I would be thinking about. Spoiled Avid said, well, we all have good news. The Pelicans look ready. Let's put down the Saints hats, put on a Pelicans hat, and let's enjoy the season. There's no way the Pelicans let us down. Man, hey, look, please, everything. I'm joking, by the way. Yeah, look, I'm excited for Pelicans basketball too, man. I used to be a huge New Orleans Hornets fan, absolutely insanely huge. I used to be on all the they used to have a website where you could talk to paid sports analysts for the Hornets, and I was in there when I was 9 years old, and I would be in the text group or the chat room on the website, talking and answering people's questions and stuff. And the analyst comes in, he's like, "Hey, are you in school for this? How do you know all this information? You're really good at this. Are you in school?" And I said, "Yeah, well, I was like, well, I'm in third grade." So or fifth grade, fourth grade, whatever I was in. I used to follow it heavy. So I'm excited about the Pelicans this year. It should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to go to plenty of games. My buddy got season tickets, so I'm hoping to be able to get a couple of them from him when he's working, and really be cheering them on. It's going to be great. Yep, the Quiet Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith. Yeah, hey, the Quiet Slim Reaper. I'm telling you, bro, Devontae Smith was something serious today. Something serious. People forgot about him. Saying they finally have a good head coach. Can believe they wanted Brandon Ingram and 3 firsts for Kevin Durant. I mean, I think the Nets just didn't want to get rid of Kevin Durant, so they were just they were basically hyping up Kevin Durant's ego for what he's worth, while at the same time not allowing any team to go and grab him. Because any team that would do the trades that they were asking for one older player like that, out their mind. I think the whole entire league learned from the LeBron to Lakers deal and what that does. So I don't think too many teams will make that mistake again. We just got, let's see, 3 games left. Jaguars and Chargers. Jaguars lighting it up, bro. Hey, yo, the Jags. Them Jaguars, man, looking like a real deal. Did anyone in the AFC West win? Oh, Denver did. That's it. Trevor Lawrence, 28 for 39, 262 yards, 3 tutties. James Robinson, 17 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown, as well as 3 receptions for 16 yards. Man, James Robinson, Gavin, are you still in here? Gavin, I hope you're not. You know what, never mind. James Robinson sucks. I'm not going to talk about how bad I actually want this trade to happen now. Not just based off of this game, though. I'm not stupid, but I got to look, to be serious. But they had a great game. Christian Kirk, 6 catches, 72 yards. And then Zay Jones kind of coming out of nowhere. A guy previously who played with the Oakland Raiders, had 10 receptions for 85 yards, 1 touchdown. Kirk with 1 touchdown. And Marvin Jones Jr., who was the number 1 wide receiver for them last year, coming out with a touchdown himself, 4 catches for 33 yards. They were just spreading the ball around. Everybody was getting a piece of the pie. It looked good. It was exciting. And damn, you know what? I'm ready to see some Jacksonville hype. Do they have? Are there real Jacksonville Jaguar fans? Do we have to find them? I'm about to start digging into the dark crevices of YouTube to find Jacksonville Jaguar fan base and get them on the show, because yo, what? The Jags, they are the real deal, beating the Chargers 1-2 Chargers now. Now, granted, Justin Herbert was obviously playing hurt. Another player that probably shouldn't have played this week. Probably should have just rested and recovered. He went 25-45, 297 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. The rushing game for the Chargers is just horrendous. Austin Eckler, where are you? Why did everybody who in our draft stole Eckler from me? Oh no, it wasn't this draft. I had another draft. Someone stole Eckler from me. Whoever did, thank you, because 4 carries for 5 yards. I don't even think the dude's broken. I don't think he's broken 20 yards yet, or 30 yards, something like that, yet this season. Insane. Sony Michel led them in rushes, 5 carries for 22 yards. They didn't even run the ball. They didn't even bother. 12 total runs, and one of them was from the quarterback. Embarrassing. Give Kelly the ball, or just give it to Sony. If you can't get the running game going against Jacksonville, then you got some issues, especially when your quarterback is playing hurt. Establishing that run game has to be number 1. What are we doing, Chargers? What are we doing, Los Angeles? They might need to move back to San Diego and just start thinking a little bit more level-headed. I think they got to Hollywood and they just I don't know. Palmer, and then again, they're also without their number 1 wide receiver, Keenan Allen, again. So it's just so many guys having to step up in places that they aren't used to being. and they're just not doing it the right way. Palmer had 6 catches for 99 yards. Guyton 2 for 64. Eckler did have 8 catches for 48 yards. But it's just, Mike Williams 1 for 15. You're a guy that has to step up in these places. Carter, you're a guy that has to step up in these places, and no one is. And that's why the score was 38-10 against a Jacksonville Jaguar team that everyone thought that the owner wants to move them to London. So, if that doesn't tell you enough about that about how bad the Chargers got beat and how crazy it is for the Jags to do it to them, then, hey, I don't know what will. Let's see. Playoff Brandon Ingram was a different breed. Yeah, facts. If CJ McCollum would have just played decent, we really would have been good. We would have we would end up beating Phoenix. I told you Trevor was better than what people have been saying. I really wasn't in disagreement with you, Non. I agree, man. I think Trevor is a lot better than what I don't know why people were talking bad about him in the first place. I thought he was just in a poor organization, But it's good to see him doing well. A lot of Eagles fans rooting against the Saints due to we have y'all's first. Yeah, I know, Philly. I know. I'm trying to figure out, is that the reason why so many Philly fans are always on our stuff, just talking mad shit? I was always confused at it. But shoot, y'all looking good right now. Y'all got to be happy. To say that we can't turn things around, I don't think that's true. I think we can turn things around. We can look good because when we look good, we look amazing. But when we look bad, we look horrible. There is no in between, and that's the problem. There is no in between. There's no we're looking decent. It's we look great. We look like shit. So, laugh out loud. Strikes again. Yeah. CJ just agreed to a 2-year, $64 million. Yeah, I did see that. That's awesome. And hopefully they're able to get goodness, why am I forgetting his name now? Larry Nance to sign an extension as well. That'd be great. They give him the balk to someone else, which is crazy. Tiger got Eckler. Yeah, I beat the brakes off of Tiger. I should not have beat him either. Austin Eckler not being used. He's not getting used all that much because he ain't doing anything with the ball. Jesus. It's Philly fans. When don't they talk ish? Hey, everybody, just to let y'all know, Big Mike is here. Everybody, tell Big Mike hello. Tell him you appreciate him for stopping by. Also tell him that if he types it in one more time, he's getting banned. All right, so thank you, Non. Appreciate that. Jesus, I was insane. I haven't had that in a while. All right, on to the last couple here, guys. Falcons Seahawks. This is just a game of ass, but it's one of those games where it was ass, two ass teams that made it interesting. Falcons did go ahead and grab the win, 27-23. I don't even feel like going over Falcon highlights. The Saints having a bad loss tonight doesn't want me to say anything good about the Falcons, just to because it just makes my day worse. So I'm not gonna cover it. Drake London looked nice though. I will say that. And then Packers Bucks. Okay, look, this will put a smile on my face. Packers Bucks, low scoring game, 14-12. This game should have been on primetime. I don't know why. Maybe they just thought that primetime is a little too late. It should have been Sunday Night Football. It might be a little too late for these two old guys. They go to bed really early. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But Aaron Rodgers and the Packs are going to go ahead and win it 14-12. Shout out to Hanging with Cheesehead. He was at the game. If y'all are on Instagram, go ahead, hop on over to our Instagram. Now, if you can go ahead and put the links in, exclamation point RFS, and you can go and check out the post that was sent to us from one of our amazing supporters, Hanging with Cheesehead. He traveled from Wisconsin to go to the game out in Tampa Bay. It had a nice, cool couple of videos showing the stadium, showing all the Packers fans there, and showed them walking around yelling "Go Pack, go" after the win. That was fire. Aaron Rodgers, 27 for 35, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Aaron Jones, after having a great game last week, was very, very quiet, 12 carries for 36. And A.J. Dillon not looking much better, 12-32. But that's expected playing against Tampa Bay. Their defensive line is great for the run. Like I said, the whole NFC South except for Atlanta has a very good run defense. Dobbs finally showing up. The rookie had a really good day, 8 receptions, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Lazard, who came back last week for his first game, also had 4 catches and a touchdown, had 45 yards to go along with that. Tom Brady did everything he could. He actually didn't play bad. Threw 31 for 42, 271 yards, 1 touchdown, but was sacked 3 times. They were getting to him nonstop, and the run game was just non-existent. 12 carries for 35 yards for 4 net. Nobody else ran the ball for any absurd amount. But with the wide receivers that they have right now, it's definitely going to be hard for the Bucs. Russell Gage, yes, guys, Russell Gage led the Buccaneers in receiving with 12 receptions for 87 yards. The tight end Brady 5 for 52, Perryman 3 for 44, and Leonard Fournette 5 for 35. Beasley did get involved a couple times, so I was surprised he wasn't involved a little bit more. But without Godwin, without Mike Evans, without Julio Jones and all that, this game was set up for the Packers to win. If this is the last matchup between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, if you're Tom Brady, you're not even really that upset, and if you're Aaron Rodgers, you can't be that excited about it either. I would have been shocked if the Buccaneers would have somehow pulled this off. But all right, guys, unless anybody else has any more questions, thoughts, concerns, or anything like that, y'all go ahead, type them out in the chat. We just went ahead and dropped the links for the social media. If you want to go ahead and find us on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, or Instagram, we need to go ahead and take that Twitch thing out. But or Instagram, y'all go ahead and click on any of those links. Real Fan Sports on everything. Go ahead and click those. Head on over. Follow us. It's really easy to stay in contact with us. Also, be updated on when we go live and when we post videos and such like that. We will be live tomorrow night for Monday Night Football, as well as every Thursday night as well. We have a couple different videos coming out this week. For those of my NFL fans, y'all know and may not like, but we do have some reactions to some NRL, some rugby, some AFL, and some cricket coming out this week. But we also have brainstormed and are about to start filming a lot of really, really dope new videos that aren't just reactions, but videos that actually bring out new content and new context and stuff like that to our channel that we're really excited to start up. We're hoping to be able to have those within the next couple months. We want to spend a good amount of time on these, make sure that they're done exactly how we envision them, because we think they can be really big. We're going to have a GOAT series on YouTube where we're going to go ahead and do different GOATs from different sports as well as different eras, which I think is going to be really, really great. We also have plans to do a video series on some of the greatest rivals in all of sports. And on top of that, also just some weird sports fun facts and different things. So we have a lot of interesting stuff coming to the channel. Like I said, we're going to have our normal streams. Also, hopefully, in the future, begin to have a little more podcasts where we just sit here and kind of talk, cover whatever games happened recently, whether that's on like a Sunday night or a Wednesday night or, Friday or Saturday. We don't know yet. We'll figure out a schedule and we'll let y'all know. But I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank y'all as always. Non isn't here to give y'all the great peace out, but I'm here. So y'all have a blessed one. We'll see y'all tomorrow night for Monday Night Football. Y'all get here. Y'all get ready. Y'all get hyped. We'll be excited. And see y'all next time. Cheers. Peace out, guys. Bucks with all those injuries, it was going to be tough. I'll change the Twitch to mine for when we do work over there. Did you get a text? Yes. I'll text you. All right.